And this morning, we are talking with Dr. Keta Joy, a motivational speaker and life coach, about how we can overcome that. And we often say to you, good morning, and you correct us with great morning.
Great morning.
Yeah, and sometimes when we look at some of the destruction people are dealing with, power outages, maybe losing everything, it's sometimes hard to have that feeling of hopefulness.
Absolutely.
And say it is a great morning in the midst of all this. What are you telling people right now who are struggling as they're trying to overcome?
And we all are, right? As a community, we're all in this together. And so one of the things that I like to tell people when you're overcoming any traumatic experience, and for many Floridians, that's dealing with the aftermath of Hurricane Ian. The first thing is knowing that validate your fear. It is so completely normal to have feelings of fear. So the sooner that you can actually accept that, the sooner you can actually deal with it and move forward. And then you want to make sure that you have safe people that you can share your fear with. You're not in this alone, so you don't want to operate in a silo. That could be your best friend, your spouse, a life coach such as myself, or a therapist, but make sure you're not keeping all these feelings in, bottled up inside. That just makes everything so much worse.
And that is probably the first step here. What else do people need to do in times like this?
And then practice the art of gratitude. So you know how I say instead of good morning, I say great morning, because perspective is power.
Yeah.
And so if you can reframe your brain and shift your thinking and say, you know what, how we were talking about earlier, I would have liked my power to be on a little bit sooner, but guess what? My home is still intact.
Yeah.
I still have my family. We're still safe. I don't have internet yet, but you know what? I still have love. I still have community.
Yeah.
So there's so many things that we can still be grateful for, even though we're going through difficult times. So the power of the mind, oh my goodness, it can shift your feelings from stress and doubt and worry to satisfaction, peace, and contentment. Mm-hmm. Another thing we have to be careful about is be careful with what you're watching before you go to bed. So those disturbing shows on TV don't really help when you're already dealing with fear and worry. For instance, on Netflix, the Jeffrey Dahmer, that may not be the best bedtime movie to watch when you're overcoming fear and anxiety.
I think for most people, no one is going to be watching that at night and not having some disturbing thoughts. So maybe, we put on that light sitcom, a rerun of Seinfeld over on CW18.
Right.
Yeah.
and then be even more intentional. I listen to motivational speakers.
Oh, that's good.
Have people that are pouring in positivity. You know how they say you are what you eat, but you truly are whatever you consume. So if you want to kick fear down with faith and walk in your purpose, you have to make sure that you're also taking care of yourself. So stress, you have to be strong enough to deal with it and deal with fear. So you got to make sure, are you eating right?
Yeah.
Are you going to bed on time? Are you exercising? We think those things aren't related, but they are.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I could tell you a week if I haven't been sleeping right and I've been, sort of burning candle from the both ends, as they say, or whatever the expression is. I'm sorry, I messed that all up. But and then I go, man, I'm really run down by the end of the week. And it does. It's the physical exhaustion. It takes a mental toll, all of that. You also mentioned something when people are dealing with fear, that there's some things that we need to avoid. So we're eating healthy. Should we cut out anything?
Definitely. A lot of times when we're stressed, we go to that wine. And some people even illegal substances. So it's very, very important that you don't go to things that they may give you a temporary high, but you'll come right back down to the bottom and your fears are going to be waiting for you. So avoid illegal substances and going to alcohol to ease your pain. So that's why it's important to make sure, again, talk to a trusted friend, a life coach, a therapist, and that is more of a healthier way to deal with what you're going through. Exercise, get out there, walk, release those endorphins. Those are healthy ways to deal with how you cope instead of illegal substances.
And very quickly here, Dr. Joy, how do we connect with you if people want to find out more?
Yes, absolutely. So right now, my coaching practice, we're offering 50% off our life coaching to help people to overcome their fear. So if you go to successuncensored.com, use the code FALLUP22, you can get in contact with me or go to @the_Dr.KetaJoy on all social media sites.
Awesome. Well, thank you for helping us make it a great morning.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Dr. Keta Joy. And we heard you talking about getting out for a walk. This weather is so perfect for it.